My son was bitten by a terrible rat while he was sleeping. The mayor opened the door. What is happening? Why all this noise?
All our kids have disappeared. My baby has disappeared.
We should never have said we'd pay him and then break our words. The mayor should have paid straight away. The Pied Piper did what he said he would do. We would have done the same. If I know what was going to happen, I willingly paid more tax. There are some things money can't buy. Everywhere seemed so empty and quiet. I know I used to get really mad with our Rachel sometimes. I'd often wish her 100 miles away. But now that's happened, I'd give anything to have a little Rachel back. That's not possible. Maid, go get my children. Mayor, your kids are not at home and my kids are not at home either. The Pied Piper did this. He took revenge on us because we didn't pay him. Oh, poor Hamlin. While the villagers were staring in disbelief of their children's departure, they suddenly see the lame boy coming back. His mother rushes to him and hugs him.
You have come back, but where are all the others? What has he done with them?
They have gone to a wonderful place inside the mountain and I so wanted to go with them, but I couldn't keep up and they went without me. But how do you know it was wonderful if you didn't get inside the mountain? It was the music. The music explained it all. I do so wish I was there now. It was the most lovely place, but it all seemed like a dream now. There is one mic. You have to keep the mic. Nothing teacher, but I have to be on stage. You could put it here.
have we done?
We have lost our children.
Is it all?
And it was all our own fault. Why didn't we pay him? How could we have been so foolish? We have learned our lesson. And for many hours, weeks and months, people looked out for their lost children, but they were never seen. And from that moment, there were no rats in Hamlin. And all the children that followed the Pied Piper were never found, becoming just a memory. This was caused by the greedy mayor and his advisors for not keeping their promise they made.
And now, parents, we ask you to remain seated as your lovely children who have performed this evening will come up on stage. Come on, friends, your hands together for your lovely babies who have performed so well this evening. Come on, I'm sure they deserve a louder round of applause. We now request Reverend Father Bosco de Mello to please come up on stage to address our parents. Parents, we request you to remain in your seats. No child will leave the premises till they are given the signal. So parents, please remain in your seats.
A very good evening to all of you. Amazing. A very entertaining performance. I'm sure you must have enjoyed yourself. Did you, parents? Yes? So let's hear another round of applause for your wonderful kids here. And you shouldn't forget these lovely angels on top here. They've been lending their voice very efficiently, effectively, and at the right moment of time. So well done, kids. You were really, really gorgeous and good. Once again, good evening to the manager, Sister Theodomira, the principal, Sister Pauline, the head teacher, Sister Maria, all you sisters here in the audience, parents and friends. It's truly an amazing moment for me to be present here today. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I know this story is so much familiar to all of us, and probably you must have read this story so many times. But today it came alive for all of us here on stage, and thanks to these wonderful kids of ours. My dear parents, the story of the Pied Piper is all about keeping promises, and it was so very evident here on stage. The Carmelite sisters have been keeping their promise of quality education to your kids for the past 60 years. And you've seen it here in big measure, not only on stage here surely, but in everything that they do for your kids, be it academics, be it co-curricular activities. It's not an easy task at all. And they've done it with finesse. So I'd like to congratulate all you wonderful sisters here who are present today, and all who've preceded you for the strong edifice that you've built for yourselves. And I only could wish you all the best. And I know that with your endurance and with your vision, the kids here are really going to have a wonderful time. Now coming to you, my dear parents. The modern family today can be seen striving to provide their children with all the modern conveniences, as of the latest in clothing maybe, a very expensive family vacation, computers, an HD flat screen TV, the latest cell phone, internet, etc. And as a parent, it is easy to get caught up in society's consumer trap. But all this, my dear parents, you will realize as time goes by, does not really measure up to the fact that what you need to give your children is yourself. If you are not able to give that to your children, you've lost it. And as I told you, the sisters and the teachers here in school are able to do their part. But if you ever imagine that that's enough, that's only half the story. The other half, my dear parents, is you. And you have to keep that part of your promise which you made probably when you entered school. That of holding the hand of the management, holding the hand of the teachers, to see that your child benefits to the maximum. So allow me, my dear parents, to give you just these 3 maybe tips as to how maybe your parenting could be more effective. Number 1, children today need a minimum of 8 touches. Minimum of 8 touches to feel connected with you. And if they are going through a challenging time, probably those touches could be increased to 12. As simple as maybe doing up their hair, maybe helping them with dressing up in the morning, helping them with their bag in the morning, or maybe a pat on their shoulder or a hug. All these things, my dear parents, makes a world of a difference to your child. Number 2, each day, children need one meaningful eye-to-eye contact. As I told you, we get so caught up these days in giving them things. But it is not things that they want, it is you that they want. Can you spend some time looking into their eyes and wanting to understand what they want to tell you? There are so many things that they want to tell you that happened in school. Maybe it may be very small for you, but for them, it really would make a difference. And last, the third, there are 9 minutes during the day that have the greatest impact on a child. The first 3 minutes, right after they wake up in the morning, how you spend those 3 minutes with them. The 3 minutes after they come home from school, how do you welcome them home? How do you spend that time with them? And the last 3 minutes, just before they go to bed. We need, my dear parents, to make these moments special and help our children feel loved. These are simple. Don't you agree with me, parents? Are there anything difficult? Do you think it's possible? Then, my dear parents, you must try it at home. And if you are able to do that, I can assure you that your parents, your children, will grow up to be wonderful individuals. Congratulations, children, for your wonderful performance once again. And let's hear it for the staff and the students of Apostolic Carmel. Hip hip.